Trying to get this party started. All right. I'm doing my best to be a tech guru. All right. I'm live on Instagram. Um, hmm, you know what? I don't know if it's gonna let me go live on Facebook. Hey y'all, hey Miss Annette, how are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? All right, come on, faithfully. Hey, y'all, I got a word. I got a word tonight. Listen, it's been a long day. I've been out here doing all the mom things. It's summertime, but my children have sports. I absolutely will check. I will check. You DM me on here. Okay, I'll go check for it when I get off. Um, Listen, my kids have sports. Okay, my kids have sports. It's summer, but I don't think the schools, the teams, they don't care. I mean, it's the best time to practice, huh? And so today felt like every time I dropped one kid off, it was time to come and sit for a second and go pick that kid up and take another kid and bring the other kid back. And that seems like what the day was. But this is what God gave me today. And I said, before I go to bed, I'm going to share this word. When I was in the car, I said, okay, I'm gonna share this word. Okay. I am talking to now. I know I got some fellas on here, all right, and I need you to share this with the woman in your life, all right, who is the mom who does all the things, and you look at her and you think she's amazing, okay? She does this thing, and you're wondering how she gets it all done, and some days she wondering how she get it all done, all right? And what I want you to know is that the average mom is doing it without taking care of themselves in any way. All right. Not doing a doggone thing for themselves. And we're going to stop that. That guilt has to stop. And that's what I want to talk to today. Hold on. I got to send a message real quick, y'all. I am not amazing at multitasking. Um, Hold on. All right. Sorry, y'all. I was getting messages at the same time. I need to let people know. Don't ring this line. All right. So listen, I do not multitask well at all. So I'm this on Instagram, on Facebook, on all these places, all these platforms. Listen, it's an art, and I'm getting better at it every day. So listen, I'm talking to the mom. All right. So if you're a guy, you're a fellow, and you're on here, it might not be you, but I guarantee you, if it's not your wife or somebody you know, there's a woman in your life who is doing all the things, and I promise you she's probably doing it and making it look effortless. She's getting all the things done, and probably underneath all of that she's plain old tired, okay? And that's not your fault. That's not your fault, but just share this with her because I want to help her get free today, okay? So this is the problem that I see with busy moms who say, I'm overwhelmed, I have all these things to do, I don't know how I'm supposed to get them done. There's all these things that need to be done, but not enough hours to do them. All right. What I want you to know is if you prioritize everybody else, what they need, what they have going on over what you need, it's going to wear you down. It's going to burn you out. All right. You are going to have to make some time to make taking care of yourself a priority. Now, this is the reason why you got to make it a priority, okay? Because if you don't, carve out some time in the day where you are able to just take care of yourself. And it doesn't always look like you think it is going to look like we think it's the spa day, right? We think it's the going on vacation, all right? But if you don't make time in all the things that you have to do, if you're nowhere on that list, what's going to happen? And the fact that you feel guilty about it, that's the bigger issue. So feeling guilty about it, all right, makes you feel worse about yourself. And then it feeds into this cycle of you not taking care of yourself, of you continuing to neglect yourself because you think it's selfish. All right. You think it's selfish. So you feel guilty. Now you think it's selfish and you're not going to do it. All right. I know I've shared here a lot of times that I used to have these headaches called ocular migraines. And when I would have ocular migraines, what would happen would be my vision, my peripheral vision would blur. And then I would see these floaters in front of my face. And then maybe 20, 25 minutes later, um, I would lose my vision. Well, the first time it happened, I kind of thought I was having a panic attack. And when I went to the doctor's office, that's really what they told me, right? So I'm in my classroom, I'm teaching. I've been talking about you since I got home. Y'all, Terelsky is my popcorn guy. Okay, don't just get one popcorn. Okay, they all good. Okay, they all good. He asked last week what was our favorite, and I knew too many flavors to be it. I knew more flavors than I should. Okay, so listen, I'm in the classroom. I'm teaching down, just like I'm doing right now, and all of a sudden, I start feeling what feels like lightheadedness. I don't know. I think I'm about to faint. I just don't feel well, right? And I start googling, and while I'm googling, oh, this the worst thing you can do is Google. Okay, I start googling, and all the signs say I'm having a heart attack. I'm having a stroke. Like, and I'm teaching y'all. I got a classroom full of kids. I'm like, oh my God, Lord, don't take me like this, not in front of these children. I can't go like this. This is not the way I want to go. So I start giving assignments. I'm like, hey, you call my husband, you call the ambulance, you go get the principal, you go get the lady next door. Okay. If I fall out in here, because I literally felt like I was going to fall out. But when I think back on that season, here's what I want to tell you. Hey, Walterella, what I really want to tell you is the issue was I was in a season in my life where I was blowing and going. I was a new teacher at a new school that we actually formed the school. We founded a school, right? Thank you, Miss Annette. So we founded a school. And so we were, it was a new school, new experience, new students. I had left teaching and I was returning back to the classroom. So there was just like a lot of stress. And in my mind, hey, Journey, in my mind, I'm thinking, I don't have time to take a day off. I don't have time for me, but I'm tired. All right. But when you're a teacher, it feels like if I take a day off, like there's nobody, I don't know. I felt like this. If you're a teacher, maybe if I'm the only one, I felt like nobody could really do this as well as I could do it. I could get a sub, then we'd be behind. So I really felt guilty about taking a day off. And I needed a day off. I needed a day off. All right. And so what happened was because I was not willing to take the day, my body said to me, hey, listen, you need a day. And so I had to prioritize myself. And I said, this is where I learned I'm not that important. Okay. This is what it boiled down to. I really thought I was more important than I am. I'm thinking I'm so important that I don't know, the classroom's not going to function without me. Life is not going to go well without me. Well, I took me a couple of days to get myself together. All right. To go to the doctor, number one, to see what was wrong with me. After they told me, I was diagnosed with ocular migraines. I knew then that there were some things in my life that had to change. So in that moment, when that happened to me, I said, okay, I have got to stop feeling guilty about taking time for me. So it doesn't always look like taking time off work. Here's what it did look like. I used to be the type of person that would go to everybody's event because I'm a social person and I like to support. And if somebody's having something, I want to be there. I want to support them. Well, I had to say, listen, you're not going to be able to go to everybody's events. So when people would ask me to do things, I stopped giving quick yeses. So I used to say yes and then think about whether I wanted to go after I gave the yes. And then normally when it's time to go, I don't, has that ever happened to you? If it happened to you before, say you told somebody you're going to come to something, you got to the something and you were like, I'm ready to go. I really don't want to be here. How long do I need to stay? All right. So now what I do is I wait before I give an answer so that I can make sure, yes, the work is always going to be there. Or somebody, I'm just not that important. So I was thinking that I was more important than I was. They figured it out without me. They were able to work that thing out without me. Walterella, you trying to get on? I see you. You want to get on? You want to go live with me? Okay, only thing is the Facebook people and the YouTube people not gonna see you, but you can hop on Instagram. I'm trying to see is Walterella really trying to hop on us. This is an accident. I see she got a request. Okay, let's see. Okay, we taking a turn, y'all. Walterella's hopping on Instagram with me. I want to see. Oh no, not now. Okay, decline it. It's hey, I was like, let's go. We're impromptu live. Let's do it. So anyway, this is what I'm trying to say to you that you don't have to be. Hey, Walterella. She didn't press the button, y'all. Y'all know Walterella. Okay, Walterella, you trying to be on? I don't know how to get you off, so you definitely on, love. Uh-oh. Mozzarella, how I get? Oh, wait a minute. How I get you off this thing? Yeah, Mozzarella. Then hijack you. I don't. You got to hit the button. Oh, she left. Okay. Yeah, Mozzarella is one of my mentees from Sugar and Sweet, a coaching program where I work at, and she's a pure joy. So I thought she was gonna share a story with y'all. So I didn't want to miss. I didn't want y'all to miss a blessing. All right. So listen, I would be at everybody's everything because I thought that's what was required to make me a good friend. All right. I thought that it showing up to your thing is what's gonna make me a good friend. But what I realized that the truth is some of these things that I'm going to, I really don't want to go. And the moment I get there, I'm ready to leave. All right. So that was one of the first steps for me taking control of my time. I learned to give quick no's. Okay. It's typically going to be a let me check my calendar. Let me see if I have the bandwidth to do this thing before I give you a yes. So if I give you a yes, the yes is a certified yes. And you never have, at this point in my life, if I've given you a yes, you never have to wonder, does she want to do it or does she want to be here? All right. Because I have assessed, do I have the time to do it? And the reason why that's important is this. There's time that's spent doing things. When we're saying we don't have time, you have time. The question is, what are the things that are taking up your time? And are the things that are taking up your time are the things that are things of priority? So the first priority has to be you. You got to make you the first priority because when you do that and you fill your cup up, the people around you will be blessed and you're going to show up better to them. So the first thing I need you to do is get to the root of what's causing you to feel guilty. Why is it? What's causing you to feel guilty about taking time to take care of yourself? All right. And I want you to reframe, mean look at it in a different lens. Look at self-care as a non-negotiable necessity, meaning if there's no negotiation about it, I must have it. Once you do that, you're going to be able to find space for this in because right now you think you don't have the time. You think that I have no more time to give to take care of me. I got these children, I'm my wife, I got a job, I serve in the community, I work at the church, I'm a neighbor, I'm a friend, all these things. And you're like, where in the day is there going to be time for me? You have to adopt the mindset that it is a non-negotiable necessity. Once you do that, then you're going to be able to fit it into your schedule. And when that happens, when you understand that this is something that has to happen, there is no negotiation about it, you're going to, number one, start to feel better about yourself. I tell people a lot of times that, and I need you to realize this when people get you, they get a whole lot. When people get the opportunity to do life with you, they get a whole lot, right? And they deserve to get the best version of you. All right. So when you do that, you're going to start to feel better about yourself. All right. And you're going to see that me taking time for me is not taking time away from the things that are important to me. It's making me better. Hey, Sam, so that I can be there for the things that matter the most. You're also going to learn while you're doing this, you're going to get better at boundaries. Some of us don't understand what boundaries mean. Boundaries have a negative connotation and it sounds like something that's really mean. But a boundary boundary is just a clear property line that says mine, yours, right? So you have to decide how much of theirs is going to come over here. All right. And in order to do that, you're going to have to put a boundary around the time that is for you. You're going to have to be willing to tell your children that mommy needs 30 minutes. You're going to have to be willing to tell your children that mommy needs 30 minutes. All right. It's good for you and it's good for them because you're learning to set boundaries and they're learning to respect them. All right. Also, when you start communicating your boundaries better, your relationships are going to get healthier because people know now what you need. Some of us, I say this all the time, are operating with expectations of people that we have not communicated. So once you set the boundary, now you got to stand on it. All right. So in love, you need to be able to communicate to people what you need in a loving way. Understanding that you don't control anybody, you can't make them do anything, right? But you can communicate what is necessary for you. Setting this boundary, I promise you, it's going to make you feel better about you and it's going to make you have better relationships. So you have to do this. It is okay to take some time for you. I want to define though, I'm going to give you some steps. So if you're taking notes, write this down. I want to give you a couple of steps, maybe 5, because I want to redefine what you think self-care is, because we think self-care means going off on a vacation, maybe without our family. Maybe it's going to get, you think it's going to get your nails done, going to get a massage, going to a spa day, or something like that. Something that takes half the day, and you're thinking, where am I going to have the time to do that? That can be a form of self-care, but it's also something that you can do every single day. All right. So here's the first thing I need you to do. I need you to pause and take a minute and think about, what are the limiting beliefs that you have about self-care? What are the things that you believe about self-care that make you feel guilty about it? A limiting belief is just something that you believe that keeps you from going after your, like, what you want in life, your goals and your desires. So these could be things that you believe. It's the way you see yourself, it's the way you see the world, it's the way you see other people. And you'll see these beliefs show up in the way you think or the way you feel. All right. Sometimes it's happening and you're not even aware of it, but to you, it's the truth. So a limiting belief could be, taking time for myself is selfish. Another limiting belief is, there's simply no time in the day to take time for me. All right. They also can just be excuses, or you trying to be really perfect, right? You have to figure out what they are. All right. Once you do that, I need you to challenge them. Is that really true? Is it really true that taking time for you is taking time away from your family? Push against that thing. Is it really true that there's no time in the day for you to do the things that you need to do for you? All right. Then the next thing I want you to do is be compassionate, or what I like to say, graceful with yourself. All right. And remind yourself, yep, some of them are inherited. And so when you think of them, what are the things that you believe about taking care of yourself and the guilt that you feel around it? What are some beliefs that you have? And start pushing against it. Challenge it and see if there's even an ounce of truth in it, because most of the times there isn't. All right. So you're going to challenge your limiting beliefs. You're going to figure out what they are, and you're going to challenge them with the truth. You're going to see if they line up and if they meet the truth test. All right. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to start to be compassionate or graceful with yourself. And you're going to tell yourself that self-care is not selfish. All right. It is not selfish. All right. Being compassionate or being graceful with yourself just means being kind to you, as loving and as friendly to you as you would be to some of your friends. There are some things that you say to yourself, or you expect or believe for yourself, or the ways you talk to yourself, that you would never say to your friends. All right. And it typically happens when you feel like you're not good enough, or you're ignoring some type of pain or something that needs to change in your life, and you're criticizing the way you're doing things. All right. So I need you to look at it differently. I need you to start giving yourself grace and saying, I have no other option. There is no other option besides making time to take care of me. Then you got to figure out, what do you need? All right. So then you set some clear boundaries. All right. I'm going to share, because it can look different for each person. I'm going to share a few boundaries that I have with my children and my family. So one clear boundary that I have around taking care of myself is the time in which I am exercising. There are 2 times in my life that my children know that I am off limits to them. And this has been expressed to them. And so now we're at the point when they see these 2 things happening, they know they need to go somewhere else. All right. Because it's going to be less than an hour. And if you give mommy this time, she's going to come out better. One of them is when I'm exercising indoors, doing something that looks like exercise. My children I have shared with them that this is mommy's time, that mommy does this thing to help herself feel better. And if you give me the space to do it, I'm going to be better when I get done. The other time is my prayer and devotion time. So I try to get up early before they wake up. But if they wake up and they have stumbled in the room and they see me looking like I'm having a conversation with God, that's your clear indication to turn on your heels and go the other way, unless there's a heavy medical emergency happening at this moment. All right. But if it can wait, let it wait. All right. And so I have been able to set that boundary with my children, but it's also about communicating in a way that's assertive, like firm, but in love. So I'm very serious about it. I mean it, and I expect them to adhere to it. But I'm also saying in love that I know that you want my time, you want my attention, you want my eyes. If you give me this time, I will come out of here better for you and I'll be available. All right. Just give me this time. So it's a win win. It's not like you're not important. I'm never going to be available for you, but you do need to wait. It also teaches them to respect other people's boundaries. Okay. So once you say, this is what I need, you got to be able to share with your friends and family in an assertive way. Another boundary that I have that allows me the space to take care of myself is I normally try to plan my week out on a Friday so that I can enjoy the weekend without all these things buzzing around in my head that I have to do next week. I try to get it out of my head and into a system on Friday so that I know that on Monday, if I wake up as like ready to hit the ground running, I'm going to get all of these things handled. All right. So that's another boundary that I have. So I'm able, so my friends know if you want me to do something, you probably better get yourself on that schedule like that Friday for next week. Okay. Because there's going to be some time on there every single day. So let's talk about some of the things that you can do because it's not just going to the spa or getting your nails done or what we would typically think self-care looks like. There are little everyday things that you can do that involve taking care of yourself. One is prayer and just giving yourself a quiet space to maybe breathe and catch your breath and just to have calm and quiet. Yeah, a system protects the boundaries. Okay. So this is the way this thing works. And what I have found is the people who love me most adjust. And I have friends that'll be like, look, girl, we trying to schedule something and we letting you know a week, 10 days in advance. All right. Be there. All right. So carving out some time to pray, to meditate, or just breathe, just to have some calm and some stillness, that can be a form of self-care. Reading a book, if you're a reader, there's nothing more divine and more fun to me than getting on my couch, grabbing a good book, getting my blanket, and reading away. All right. It's just a moment for me to recharge my batteries, for me to just get away from the busyness of my life and just plug into me and think. All right. Get some clarity of thoughts. All right. Next, sometimes you can go for a walk. Some people find that they're out just being like in nature can be a great thing for their mood or how they feel, just to help them feel better. I am a big, 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 big believer of journaling, just taking the time. Just a big believer of journaling, just taking time to get it all out of here. And this is what I believe about journaling, especially when you're in a season of transition or life is changing and something is happening. If you're able to journal it, get it out of your mind. You think you're going to remember it 5 years from now, but there's nothing more amazing than going back and remembering who you used to be so that you can see how far you've come. And that is what journaling allows you to do. So journaling could be a form of self-care. Just unplugging, just saying, you know what? Let me get off Instagram. Let me get off Facebook. Let me put my phone on D&D. So we had a thing this week. I unplugged everybody this weekend. We did time away from the phone, and I took everybody in the house's phone and we put it in the middle of the table, and we just gonna have some screen free time here, right? So just unplugging. Yeah, taking yes, and you would be amazed. I tried this with my 13-year-old daughter this weekend, and she was so thankful that it just helped her. Just taking time to just do some breathing, deep breathing in and out. Exercise can be a form of caring for yourself. Choosing to eat well, sleeping, taking a nap, or getting proper sleep. Making a meal that you've been looking forward to. Turning on some music, dancing. I don't know, listening to your favorite podcast. Like there's so many things that you can do. Stretching your body out. My husband has this little massage gun, massaging out your body, listening to music. I have a playlist called Get Your Mind Right that when, I just need to get a little pep, I listen to that. Helping somebody, volunteer. Like there are things that you can do. Writing down what you're grateful for, taking a bubble bath. There's so many things that you can do. They're just these little moments in the day. But there should not be a day that passes that you don't consider yourself as much as you consider other people. All right. And if you do not nip it in the bud, it's going to burn you out. All right. It's going to burn you out. So the last thing I would say, in addition to like reframing how you see self-care, Get around some people who support what you're trying to do and who are respectful of your boundaries and encourage you to take care of yourself. If I say I'm going in here to take a bath, my husband get them kids the side eye where they know, leave her alone, okay? And it's just 30 minutes. 30 minutes in the evening is nothing better than taking a bubble bath, putting on, my favorite pajamas and getting my book. Perfect way to close out the night. All right. So, whatever your self care routine is, you need to find a way to do this every single day. You need to put it on your calendar. You need to be kind about letting the people who love you the most know that this is what I'm going to be doing. All right. And I believe that when you are doing life with people who genuinely love you and want you to be the best version of yourself, they will respect those boundaries and it'll be better for everybody. So, listen, I don't know if it's you. I don't know if it's a busy mom, I don't know who it is. That woman that is running around doing everything for everybody and does nothing for herself. And that's the person I'm looking for. That's the person I need to show up on Thursday when I teach in my Moms Who Thrive masterclass. I'm showing you exactly how to stop being overwhelmed, how to put yourself on your to-do list, and how to prioritize taking care of yourself so that you can, not instead of, so that you can take care of those people around you. So if you want the link, you want to save your seat, it's Thursday, July 18th at 6 p.m. Central. Just drop Thrive in the comments and I'll get you the link. It's a webinar, so it's on a different platform. So if you drop Thrive in the comments, I will send you the link so that you can share it with the busy woman I promise y'all it's not going to be one of them webinars. I promise you this is a certified promise from me. I'm going to be teaching. I'm going to be giving strategic action steps that you can implement and start that day. Okay, I'm coming to teach. It's not going to be one of them webinars where I kind of sort of get, I'm telling you what to do. All right. So drop Thrive in the comments, share the link. You can go to Moms Who Thrive Masterclass.com. Share that link with any mom that needs to take care of herself so that she can take care of the other people. And we're gonna have a good time on Thursday night. So listen, guys, I love y'all to life. It has been a whole momming day, and I've been very, very intentional. Rochelle and I are training for the Marine Corps Marathon. Y'all can feel free to join us on that as well. We're training for that thing. It's October 27th. That's 26.2 miles. We are in our 4th week of training, I do believe. I think this is our 4th week of training. I need to double check. It's the 4th week of training, and we got 11 miles this weekend. And so it's going well. If y'all want to join us, go to Marine Corps Marathon and join us for that. It's going to be great. You still have 14 weeks to get all trained up, and it's going really well. So I have been very intentional about going to bed on time. So it is 9 p.m. Central. And so it's almost past my bedtime. But I love y'all all of Sam, we're doing 26.2 miles. Come join us. Come join us. We're documenting this whole thing on YouTube. Just letting you know like how our mind is working. It really makes you hyper aware of it really makes you aware of what your body needs. And so you're really thinking about it. This is not my first marathon, but this is my first time doing a marathon in this new body. Okay. So I want to see how things pan out. So we're having a great time and it's going really well. We've been just watching what we eat. Been very intentional about that in the last 2 weeks or so, so that we can do these runs and not, our body can perform. That's the jam, for our body to perform at its very best. So, having said that, I'm about to call it a night. It's time for me to start my evening routine so that I wake up in the morning ready to go. But I love y'all all the way to life. And I will hop on. I got something else I want to talk about tomorrow. I think we'll talk about these boundaries that how you say no, because some people really struggle to say no. They think it's not a good thing, but it's better for everybody. Okay, it's how you balance your life. All right, love y'all in life, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Everybody have an amazing evening. Peace.